Hello everyone, welcome back to the Harness CI/CD 0 to 0 series. In today's video, episode 7, we are going to discuss Helm repositories. Using the Helm repositories, we are deploying the application on Amazon EKS cluster using the Kubernetes Delegate agent. And we are deploying one more application, is the online shopping e-commerce application. We are deploying this application on AWS ECS Fargate deployment using the Docker Delegate agent. Total two applications we are deploying in today's video. And we deployed two applications in episode 6 using the Kubernetes delegate agent and Docker delegate agent. And today's video, we are discussing on another two more deployments. And before starting the code explanation and hands-on lab, I need to tell few things. First of all, I'm sorry for the delay for this video. The reason for the delay, I'm researching the harness documentations to take the some inputs from the documentations, what content I want to teach for the cover the episode 7 on episode 6. That's why it's take the time and I'm researching the all documentations because this series is harness CICD 0 to hero. It means basics to advanced. I want to cover all concepts. I don't want to miss any single concept also because this is the new tool. If I teach all concepts in your organization, maybe if you are using one deployment or maybe using some another deployment, if I if I discuss the all deployment methods means maybe if you help more to do your projects is very quickly. That's why in episode 6 I deployed two methods of deployment, and first deployment method is I installed the EC2 instance and I deployed a harness Docker delegate agent and I deployed one application is healthcare application. And second application we deployed a gocart application, and the application is we deployed on the Kubernetes cluster using the Kubernetes delegate agent, and the entire code we written on the Kubernetes manifest file. And today's video, the difference is gocart helm and the gocart manifest file. The key difference is in today's video in episode 7 we are using the services using the helm charts. The manifest file, it's not in K8 Kubernetes manifest file. We are using the all Helm charts, and this everything details we mentioned on the centralized values file. Open here is a gocart application, Helm gocart, the values file. It's a centralized values like we are deploying the same application, but we are deploying the same Kubernetes cluster also. But the whatever the values we mentioned in the Kubernetes manifest file in the previous video, everything I mentioned in the values file, and we are deploying the Helm charts today. Okay, and in today's video, and two applications, right? Yesterday we tried on rolling update, and today's video we are discussing on the blue-green deployment. In Gocart Helm charts, we are discussing on the rolling update only, and online shopping app. This application I am deploying on Forget. In this application, I am using the blue-green deployment, and this is the concepts whatever I am explaining the today. And one more thing, like many peoples are messaged me when the next episode will come, when the next episode will become. I'm promising you, and every week one episode will become, and that episode, the content, whatever the content, the documentation I given, I'm covering the all topics. If you go open the harness series, see, we covered yesterday these all concepts. We didn't miss single concepts also. And we covered the rolling deployment strategy in yesterday's video. And we are discussing on blue-green deployment in today's video. In today's video, we are going to discuss Helm charts and chart ML file, values ML file, templates, upgrade and rollback, and IM role, EKS connectors, production deployment. We discussed yesterday. Today also we are discussing the same thing using the Helm charts. And we are deploying on the task definition, services, forget, and auto scaling. And we are deploying the two applications. And this is the today's agenda. And the two applications, I need to give the quickly recap. The first application is a Helm charts deployment. It's a Go-Kart application. The deployment method is Helm deployment is a harness native. The platform we are using the EKS cluster. And the second application, we are going to the EKS Fargate deployment. This application code are written on the Java and Tomcat and MySQL. And the MySQL, I'm not using any MySQL in AWS. I'm using the MySQL Docker image, and in the Docker image, I deployed inside the ECS cluster, and taking that input, I'm deploying the application. And that application is a ECS blue green deployment. The platform is Fargate on AWS ECS. There's are two concepts we are deploying on today's video. Okay, first, I will explain the code. After that, we will go for the hands-on. After that, you will get some better clarity. And many people has liked this series, and they're asked many doubts in the LinkedIn in my chart. And some of people's they didn't watch the series, and they're directly going to the hands-on documentation, the deployment file. They're directly going the deployment file, and they are doing the practice, and that's good. If you did properly, that's good. And my recommendation is don't go for that method. And so, because I'm didn't mention any end to end in the deployment file. Whatever we required, that things I mentioned on the deployment file. And if you didn't understood the concept, and if you follow the deployment.md file, and you deployed the application, and somewhere if you're stuck and you don't know how to resolve that problems, and you are messaging me, and this is the issue means, and this is the very like few people are messaging me very small things. And the small things, if you watch that video, and you will able to solve the issues. And the big issues, it's solved using the deployment file. The small issues, if you didn't watch the video and directly using the deployment file, it's very difficult to understanding concepts. Because if you use the deployment file and you perform the task, and maybe some issues will become, or if you again you watch the deployment video, and again if you go the deployment, it's very time taking process. That's why first you have to watch that entire video and start going to the using the deployment file. Because you don't need, if you watch my entire video, and you don't need to follow the deployment file also. Because while explaining at that time only, you will able to understood what I'm explaining. And if that automatically it will remember when you are practicing at that time. At that time you don't need to see any deployment file, it automatically it is a practice. When you are practicing, don't go for the deployment file. If the problem will come, if you go the deployment file, if still the problem is there, connect me and message me. Because like few people have very small things, where we need to mention the variables kind of things. Because the all things I mentioned there, that's why please watch the previous videos. And directly watching the episode 6 and saying some issues is there means it's kind of very difficult. Because the first episode, in episode 6, we are discussing on the continuously deployment. And previous episode 1 to episode 6, we discussed on the everything CI level, the basics, everything we discussed on the episode 1 to episode 6. And the episode 6, it is almost 2.5 hours video. We discussed the two production grade applications. And the production applications, if you understood clearly, means the prerequisites, you have to watch the previous videos. And I'm kindly recommendation, if you're watching the first time in my YouTube channel in this series, you will not able to understood anything. Go for episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. The first, if you understood the basics, you will able to understood the remaining concepts. My all videos is prerequisites of the previous videos or previous episodes. That's why the steps you will able to easily understood. And see, if you understood the episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, and episode 5, and episode 6 is very easy. Without seeing the deployment file, you will able to deploy it. And if today's video also, if you understood the concept without the deployment file also, you can deploy it. Okay, that's why see this kind of issues. And if you really liked my content, whatever I'm explaining, if you really liked, please comment in the YouTube description, YouTube charts, and I will able to see that chart. My content is helping to you or not, or if I doing any mistakes or not. Using that inputs, I can give some more content also. And one more thing, if you like the content and like if you like the video, will be go to some other people's, and maybe they will also learn. And I don't want to say to subscribe my YouTube channel. I'm saying please comment, and if you like the video, like and comment, and I can understood what's the problems are you facing, or how my content is improved for you. That two things I'm asking. Okay, now let's go for the complete project deployments and go for the episode 7. Helm charts and go for the charts, and these are templates. First, I will explain the chart. Okay, this is the entire Helm repositories, and this is the chart metadata. Here you will able to see the API version, which API version we are using this Helm charts, and this application name is a gocart, and it's a small description for this metadata, and type is application. And coming to the versions, its version is 1.0.0. This is the Helm chart version, and whenever you updated the templates, or in the templates the deployment files is there, whenever you updated the deployment files, at the time the you need to update the i- versions dot 1.0.1. At that time, if you not update also, it automatically it will update while you run the pipeline at that time, but you need to do some few things there. Okay, and I hope you know how to change the values and everything, and the API versions, and so my name. Now I will go for the values file. These values files are configurations. Whatever the information want from the deployment files or service files on config maps, the all configuration values like replicas, images, resources, and database details and environment variables, everything we mentioned in the values file. Okay, see, I'm using this GoCart application, two replicas. Is a two replicas. Okay, and this is a my image, Docker image. See, it will pull that image directly, and this image it will be comes to here, and this image it will take the templates and it will deploy the application. Okay, and this is the service. I'm using the load balancer, and port number is 80, and my Docker target port number is 3000, and this is the internet facing. You will able to access the application in the browser. Okay, and this is the container resource limit. Minimum resources I am giving 256 MI, and CPU is 250, and the limit is 512 MI, and CPU is 500. This is the health checks. It will take the load balancer endpoint and the load balancer, the URL. It will port number is 3000, and this is the delays seconds is 30 seconds, and failure threshold is 3, and liveness proxy, and this is a readiness proxy. The both it will be check the health checks, port number 3000 and port number 3000, and the delays is liveness proxy is 45 minutes, and readiness proxy is 30 seconds. Okay, coming to here environments is the production go-kart port number, and this is the database details. I'm using the Docker public Docker image. I'm not creating any database in AWS. I'm using the Docker image. I'm deploying the application. The storage is 1 GB, and the username is gocart, password is gocart123, and database is gocart. Everything, whatever the database details and everything, I hard coded here. Eh, because this is the helm charge deployment, and tomorrow we are deploying the one more application, and because that application, that concept we are using the enterprise securities and governance. At the time we are not hard coding anything, because in that video we are using the secret managers and vault concepts. That's why in today's video everything I mentioned in the values file. In previous video everything I mentioned in the secret files, but today's video everything I mentioned in the values file, and upcoming videos we will all everything will mention on the secret managers. That's why it's step by step we are moving to the production levels. Okay, and namespace is gocart. I will open this file, and side by side I will explain the templates. I'll open the duplicate file, because how the input is taking the templates and how it's deploying the application. Side by side I will explain. Go for the templates. Okay, first I'll explain the storage file, storage class. First it will create the storage class. We are using the Amazon Kubernetes cluster auto mode. By defaultly, it will not create the storage class. We need to create manually the storage class. That's why this storage class. See here, dot values Postgres dot storage class. It will directly refer. See, the, okay, see in the Postgres, this is the values file. This is the values file. Values dot Postgres and storage class, and the name is auto EBS SC. It will directly take that name and it will run this file. And we are using the type is GP3. Encryption, we enable the true. Okay, and next, I'm going to explain the database. I'm using the persistent volume, and the namespace, it will directly take the namespace here. Values dot namespace. Values means the file name, and namespace means the name. Values dot namespace, and the values dot postgres class here. It will take that again, this auto EBS SC file, and postgres storage class again. It will take the storage. How much storage is 1 GB. Take the input and namespace it will take. This is the Postgres deployment, kind is deployment, and replica one replica, and label is Postgres templates, and this is the container. It will take the image, Postgres image, take this image, and username, password, database. It will directly take this input, and the limit, maximum, minimum CPUs, and maximum, minimum memories. And it will take the volume mount and it will deploy it. And the service, we are using the cluster IP, and within the namespace only it will create this cluster IP, and target port is 5432 and port number is 5432, and protocol is TCP. And next we are going for the services. This entire services, the deployment services. Okay, I will explain this file later. Okay, I'm going for the config map. This config map is gocart-config. Remember this name, and the namespace is dot value dot namespace. It will take the input there, and here the data, the environment variables. See, this is the environment variables, node environment, app environment, and port number, everything. It will take here all environment variables, and it will execute this file. Whatever the environment variables, it will take it. And coming to the secrets, this is the secrets. Within the namespace, the secrets will be created, and this is the label is gocart label. And remember this name, gocart service, because whenever I'm explaining the deployment file at the time, it will be really helpful. Okay, and database URL, password, and database DB, and the URL. It will take dot values dot postgres URL and dot values dot postgres dot password. It will take and it will execute. And this is the database URL, and section secret. This is the section secret. I'm directly given the plain text. Usually we can't give the plain text. We can give some zigzag numbers, zigzag letters. But I give the plain text. I think mostly in the episode 8 at the time you will able to understood, because at the time we are using the secret manager, right? That's why at the time you will able to understand, because everything I given the details now, values. Don't see this content. Just understood the deployment strategies. Okay, now I will explain the deployment file. See, app version v1, kind is deployment, metadata, name is gocart, and label is name dot values dot namespace. It will go there. It will take the gocart and labels and replicas. Two replicas we are using, and this is a rolling update. See, the rolling update, maximum one and maximum unavailable on 0. It means if two pods is there, means if new version two pods, first one pod it will create, and readiness proxy, readiness and healthness, it will create, it will health checks and everything done. If it is execute, if properly it is working, means the old pod it will be delete and new pod will be comes there. At the time it's just replacing, and the label and templates, and this is the container details, and this is the environments. Here the environments, um, config map. The name is gocart config map. I said the remember this name. That's why here the names are we are using. Okay, now this YAML file, see, it will block the all YAML files, and it will replace the it's everything two YAMLs. And this is the readiness proxy, and this is the readiness proxy. It will just and liveness proxy and readiness proxy. How it work exactly, right? The readiness proxy, if prod is running, it's if prod is running, it will check that pod, the health checks, everything it will check. If everything health checks is done means the pod will be old pod it will delete, the new pod will be comes to that place. If suppose the liveness, if pod is live and the pod will be restarting, or the pod is crashed, or the pod maybe the health checks is failed, at that time immediately the pod will not create. If pod is not create, or pod is not good, or pod is running but the health checks is failed, at that time immediately the harness will be rolled back. Okay, it will take all inputs from the values files. Okay, and the service file. This service files we are using the, sorry, this is the secret files. Okay, and this is the service file. Okay, the service file, within the namespace we are creating the service, and we are using the labels, and we are using the internet facing, and service type is load balancers or things, whatever things we already mentioned here. Service type load balancers, internet facing, target port number 30, target port number is 3000, port number 80, and load balancer we are using. This is the services. It will take the all inputs here, and this protocol is TCP. It will deploy it. The application you will able to access the load balancer entire deployment. I hope you clear the Helm charts and values.ml file chart ML file templates. Now you got clear, right? Now I will explain the harness pipeline, and if you understood this pipeline, everything it will be clear. Okay, now understood carefully. This is the very important because we are using the uh, rolling update on Helm charts. That's why we are using the blue green deployments in next episode, but in this episode we are using the uh, rolling update. Sorry, some confusion. Okay, and this is the whatever you want to change it, I will explain here. Okay, this is the my project and file, the harness CI/CD 0 to hero, and this is or organizations. I'm using the default. If you're using the different organizations, you can change it here. And project name, if you are using the different project names, change the name here directly. Okay, and my GitHub I created on the account entire account level. I'm using the same thing only. Okay, and this is my repository. I am requesting to first you have to fork the my repository, and you don't need to change it my repository name. And coming to here in the stage one, whatever we discussed in yesterday's video in the CI level, I didn't change any line in that CI level because the same thing we are using here. See, the OS Linux ARM is AMD64 using the harness cloud, and type is CI level, and first installing the dependencies and verify the build, create the repository using the AWS secret key and access key. Until episode 9, we are using the AWS secret key and access key. In episode 10 only, we are not using the AWS secret key and access key. At the time, we are creating everything through the Terraform. And build and push, we are using the OpenID Connect. Okay, this is the clear whatever did yesterday, same code only. I changed it here. Type, stage, deployment is deployment help, identifier is deployment help. This is the description. Type is deployment. If anything is failed in this stage 2, any single step is failed, automatically it will be rollback. See, any errors, any all errors automatically rollback. Okay, and here deployment type. Yesterday we used the deployment file is Kubernetes, but here today nav to Helm. This is the deployment type. And service, we need to create the service gocart-helm, because the service we are using automation creation we are using on the episode 10 only. Until unless we are using the services and uh, environments, we need to create manually, because if you created the manually at the time you will get more practice. When I'm creating the automation at the time, you can clearly understood the production grade microservice application. Because the episode 10 I'm creating, I'm deploying the total 12 microservices application I'm deploying. It means 12 Docker files I'm deploying. Okay, and the service input and type is cloud native helm. And this is the art factory. We are creating the ECR image, same thing whatever we created yesterday, same thing, and we can create one more time. Okay, it will take directly ECR image, this ECR image, it connected our AWS account, it directly pull that image, and it will pull that image through the values file, and it will store the input the values file, the values file it will send to the templates slash tag name is v, the pipeline number. It's suppose if 10 we are building on first pipeline means the pipeline number is v1 and second means v2 v3 like that it will update everything. And coming to the environments, we are using the environment referred from the deployment. We need to create the deployment development in the environment. And deployments is false, and we need to create the infrastructure. There we need to connect Kate delegate agent. We need to create the one connector, and we need to delegate whatever the things we expect. Same thing, same only. And now here the see the Helm charts directly it will execute one single command only. Means the entire application it is deploying on single command, and that single command if it is want to deploy, if you, the pipeline will execute means first we need to create one namespace. Using this hell namespace only it will deploy the entire application. And we are, if you seen the templates file or values file or everything, we just mentioned only the namespace name only. We didn't mention any namespace.ml file because the namespace we are creating through here. After creating only the deployment it's happened. See, first here uh, command type is install, flag is create the namespace. The namespace, creating the namespace means it will go on the refer that file, it will refer the values file, it will take the input from the values namespace. Using that namespace it will create that namespace. After that only it will go for the templates and it will execute all templates and it will deploy the entire application. That's why, see, first type command type is install, flag is create namespace, and after that if the first build means it will install, create the namespace, and it will deploy the application. And second build directly it will update the namespace and deploy the deployment steps. Okay, this is the process. And if you didn't run this step, the entire deployment it will fail, because without the namespace it will not deploy any application. That's why if the namespace doesn't exist, the application is failed. That's why before only you need to create the namespace. Okay, this is the process. And I I put the false on dry run skips, because if you enable true means first it will check the everything, and if any errors it's there or not it will check, and after that only it will combine flags, it will execute. We can, it's an option, we can dry run skip or dry run false, true or false, it's our option. That's why for now I keep false. If you want to enable true also you can test it, that's not the problem. And the timeout is 10 seconds. Type is deployment, helm deployment. And after that once it will deployed, and the shell script it will verify the deployment. The it will check the kubectl get ports and minus gocart, it will check if all ports are running or not, it will check. And it will verify the service file, load balancer is created or not, it is pending or not, it is success or not, everything it will check. If suppose the ports are failed, if suppose the service file is not created, it automatically fail this pipeline, automatically it will roll back. If in this step anything failed or in this step anything failed, automatically it will roll back. And next it will health checks. It will health check with a liveness proxy and proxness hash, sorry, liveness proxy it will check, and readiness proxy it will check everything. It will check and it will execute, and the health checks it will check. Using this load balancer, using this load balancer it will execute and it will check the health checks. See, first script, this is the load balancer. If load balancer is there, and it will check the health checks. If the health checks is passed, it will sleep for 10 seconds. If it is breaked, again it will sleep for 10 seconds, and again it will rerun. Helm checks the code. If the status is 200, the health checks is passed. HTTP is 200. It is passed means it will go for the next step, and application is deployed and the new version you will able to access. If suppose the sleep 10 seconds is done and again you rechecked, the health checks is still is failed. Still it is failed. It automate is, see how it will work. Suppose if 10 seconds is done, it will check the health checks. If it is passed or if it is not, uh, still it is going on fails or still the health checks is failed, it will go for the else steps. And it if it is else step, it is go there and it will verify automatically. It will be rollback. And here the rollback, we are using the Helm rollback. The delay is 10 seconds. Uh, Means 10 seconds means until 10 seconds it will work. And this step execution it's 5 minutes, and this step execution is 5 minutes. It is more than enough 5 seconds. And this deployment also 10 minutes. 10 minutes means also it's more than enough I given. Usually like 5 6 minutes only we will able to give, because this 5 6 minutes will give. And here also like more than 5 minutes we will give if we are using multiple services, multiple microservices, means at the time we will able to give or 5 or 6. More than 6 only we will able to give. Okay, I given the more than I given. Okay, this is the entire process. And now I created already the Kubernetes cluster. If you go back the actions, I created the 2 hours back, and today almost I created the 3 hours back. I created the Kubernetes cluster, and this maximum time to create the Kubernetes cluster is 15 minutes or less than 16 minutes only. The Kubernetes cluster it will be create. Okay, and now go back to the EC2. The region is US East one. Go for refresh. If you are watching the first time in this video, please go back to the episode 6 and see that how I created the Kubernetes cluster and come back to this video. Okay, and now I'm connecting the harness harness EKS bashing server. Okay, these are multiple ways to connect. Easy to instance connect, or we can connect the endpoints, but we are not enabled any endpoints. That's why we are unable to connect. We can connect SSM secret manager, directly connect it. It automatically it will connect. Okay, and now we copied these two commands, updating the config map and checking the ports. Okay, go to the root user. Okay, this root user. Okay, it's updated, and there is a no nodes, because this is the auto mode. The nodes will be not created. Okay, now it's done. Okay, now we will install the Kubernetes delegate agent. See, this is my project, and go for the project settings. And by while I'm executing the pipeline, at the time I will explain the Ask AI agent how it, because I this Ask AI agent I need to I will explain the today's. I forgot the yesterday's video to explain this concept, but today's video I will explain the Ask agent. Once the pipeline is executed, after that I will break the pipeline. At the time, how the Ask AI will be help you. In episode 10, we are using the custom agents, but Ask AI is a inbuilt agent from the harness. In CI level, we discussed to creating the with AI project also. In episode 5 or 6 we created, episode 5 or 4 we created, even I didn't remember, but we created one pipeline also, I think in episode 5. Okay, let's go for the delegates. Okay, install the delegates. I'm going with the Helm only. We'll go for the Terraform Helm provider on episode 10 only. Okay, I will choose EKS. Any name you can choose, that is not the problem. K8s delegate. Copy the Helm. Then now we will update the delegate agent. It's success. Now we are installing. Yeah, it's done. Now kubectl get ns. The namespace is created. In the nodes also it's created. If you go back, kubectl get nodes. See, this the one node is created. Okay, and kubectl get pods -n harness delegate ng. See, it is creating. Usually it will take 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. After creating, okay, once we will verify it, verify. After once it will done, we will create the services and environment variables and artifactory. Yeah, it's done. Just go back and once again you can execute this command. See, it is running, and one by one it will take some time. And okay, now the next step is we need to create some services. See, it's connected. See here, see Helm, Kate, delegate agent. Yesterday also we installed the same. Yesterday also you will be able to see the same thing only. Go for the services, and there's a no services, and create the services. Okay, first open the pipeline. I'll find the service name what I given. Okay, don't worry, all steps I given the deployment file, but don't go for the deployment file first. Watch that video and understood the concept, and after that, if any problem is there, you can go for the deployment file. Because I didn't mention properly in the deployment file. I given some randomly whatever the things to do the project. If you understood the concepts, you will able to do it. But if you not understood the concept, it's kind to very hard to do the tasks. Okay. Uh, Go chart helm and inline save. Okay. Here I am going for the native helm. Okay. I'm adding the artifactories. Go for the helm charts. Continue and go for the GitHub. Choose the connector. Continue. This connector we created on the episode 1. After that, I didn't change anything. The same thing only I'm reusing. I think episode 1 or episode 2 we created the connector. Same thing only I'm using. And manifest name we can. I'll write some Helm charts. Helm charts and branch is master. My branch is master. In your case, the branch is main means you can use the main. And yesterday one guy has messaged me. Um, I mentioned the master, but the pipeline is not executed because I in the my documentation I given the master. That's why they directly copied and pasted the master. That's why the pipeline is break. At least that's why first understood the whatever I'm explaining. The branch is you need to give your own branch, not in my branch. If you are in branch is main, you can give the main. If your branch is master, you can give the masters. That's why please watch that video and after that complete the hands-on lab. Directly one guy is messaged. I used the same thing and he sent the screenshot also. After that I asked send me the screenshot for the GitHub main page and I see at the time he branch is main and my branch is master. I told please see the video and after that discuss and do the project because I explained clearly you master you are using the master branch. I'm using the master branch, you are using the main branch. That is the issue. You change to the main, it will work. After that he changed and he said yeah it is working. That's why I'm changing the master. Okay, master. And Helm version is v3 and here we need to change the path. Go back, go for the harness, go for the episode 7, go for the Helm go-kart. Okay, and Helm copy the path. Okay, and the sub chart path is optional. Okay, and here yesterday we mentioned the values.yaml file, right? We mentioned values.yaml file, but today we are not giving any values.yaml file means because the yesterday why we given the values.yaml file means in the values.yaml file only the image is there. The image it's kind of Helm. The values.yaml file it's directly pull that image and it will replacing to the Kubernetes manifest files. But today the Helm, this is the Helm charts deployment and this is the Helm deployment. It's a native Helm and this inside go only the values and charts and deployment, everything is inside only is there. But yesterday also inside is there, but the values is different way, and we choose the Kubernetes deployment at the time we need to mention. But today's we choose the negative Helm. That's why we no need to mention anything here. If you mention means the pipeline will be failed. And yeah, I think it will fail. I read the documentation also. I remember, and I didn't practice. And if you want to do practice, you can. If you want to do it, we can do it. But I read the documentation at the time. Said if you mention means it automatically failed. Okay, I clearly read. I read almost 4 5 times. I read and I take the all inputs and I created this entire deployment file and everything. Because we in my organization we are using the Kubernetes cluster. We are not using the help chart deployment. At the time, I know 100% to deploy how to deploy the Kubernetes manifest file in with the GitHub actions. But the Helm charts even we not using. That's why I learn the content, and that's why it's take that too much of time. Okay, and now once again the manifest identify is Helm charts, and branch is master. Choose your own branch, and this is the path, and this is the version, and just submit. Okay, now done, and now we need to add the artifactory. Add artifact resource, go for the ECR connectors, OpenID connect, save, continue. Okay, and the region is Northern Virginia, and repository ID is none, and image path is gocart, and just add it. Okay, and now artifact source identity, artifact source identity, ECR image. ECR image and Northern Virginia, and repository ID is optional. Path is gocart. This is the path. It will directly, if suppose in your ECR repository in US East one, there's a multiple repositories is there means it will confuse at what image I want to pull. That's why we are giving the image path. It will go exactly that gocart path, and it will pull the latest image, and it will update it to the values.yml file. That file, it will fetch that templates, and it will deploy the deployment YAML file. This is the process. Okay, tag name is input, and after that, no need to change anything. Submit. It is connected. Okay, and save and continue. I hope you understood this one. Okay, if you still yesterday, if you not understood means I think today you will able to understood, because yesterday also many people understood, but because the few peoples are directly use the deployment file and they directly hardcode, because that's why only the small thing they use the master and main. That is a small thing. That's why no need. That's why. Okay, and environments. I'm creating an environment. Go for the environment is development. Save the development and pre-deployment, and choose the inline. Save. Go for the infrastructures. Create the infrastructure. Okay, and the infrastructure name you can give any name, or you can give as a delegate name also. And K8s delegate and the ID it automatically it will generate, it will remove the slash and it will generate K8 delegate. If you given any name also, that is the not a problem, because it will take your environment name. The environment name is development. Inside the development, if you given any names, that is the not a problem. That's why I given some random name, and I think I mentioned the same thing in the deployment file also. And inline here you need to select negative helm. And last video we selected the Kubernetes, but today's video we need to select the Helm. Here we need to select the Kubernetes clusters. Go for the new connectors, and this connector name I will give on K8 GPT or any name, or you can directly you can, okay, I will give the same name, K8s delegate, and the ID name also it will make same. It will be good for the same name for everywhere. Save. I'm choosing the credentials on specific harness delegate agent for the IAM role and service account. Continue. This is my delegate agent, and save and continue. I hope these steps, whatever I explained the episode 6, the same steps I'm explaining once again. And if I'm explaining the same things again and again, means you can easily remember. And while I'm explaining the episode 10 at that time, you can easily understood what are the things is Terraform is created and how the Terraform is created everything. And today also in ECS deployment, I am not creating the delegate agent in the manually. The Terraform code it is deploying the if I deploy the Terraform code, automatically the delegate agent it will create and it will connect. I will show you the once the forget deployment will come, because that is a very good concept and it's everything is automation. There is no manual work at the time. Because everything it will see ECS forget is everything is managed the Kubernetes, and the deployment also everything it's automations only. There is no manually. There's a few things manually you need to add in the variables. Okay, at that time I will tell. Now if I tell me, maybe you will confuse, and I will finish. And the namespace is gocart, gocart, and done most of things I done. Okay, and I will save. It's done. Okay, now still any steps I missed? I think okay. If pipeline fail means I will ask the AI. I think most of things I mentioned everything. Okay, I will import the file. Import. Sorry, choose the third party GitHub repository. Copy the path. Import. Okay, and this is the deployment and same thing. Install the dependencies, build and create the project and push. And see here, Helm, verify the deployment and roll. Health checks and rollback. Okay, and it's okay, it's execute. If you want to see the console logs, you can directly see the console logs and see verifying the installations and everything. I think usually it will take the 5 minutes for this entire process, because this is the three-stage multi-build. I think I mentioned I didn't written the Docker file manually. I generated through the ChatGPT. I used the codex. I will open the Docker file. This is the Docker file. Okay, the three stages. I just read the file. I didn't remember. Okay, three stages. First, dependencies, and it's a build that first you install the dependency. It send the binary to the second stage, and second stage it will run and execute, and it will send the binary to the third stage of the production, and production it will build and everything. It will execute with the expose the port number 3000 and environment is 3000, and whatever things we mentioned everything on the uh, values file. I generated this file through the codex, and this pipeline it's take too much of time this pipeline to create write the pipeline. And even I tried first through the GPT to create this pipeline, but I run almost 10 times the pipeline is still it is failing. Even I'm asked the ask AI agent also, and it's giving some answers, and I copied that answers and I pasted it to the GPT, and GPT is telling the harness is saying wrong. And because the GPT has don't have this the documentations, right? Harness documentation, right? That's why it's confused and it's didn't given that there's miscommunications and everything. That's why it's taken the time. And after that I went to the harness documentations and I read the harness documentations and everything carefully, and I took the input, because I whenever I'm migrating the Kubernetes cluster in my uh, organizations. At the time I read the Kubernetes documentation. I didn't read that Helm documentation. That's why it's take the time. But now I read the Helm also. Now I got the clear clarity how I can create. I can create a multiple pipelines using the Helm because I know the concept, how I need to create and everything I know. Yeah, now it's connected virtual machine. Oh, I think first installation, first virtual machines, it's didn't created and health checks is failed, and that's why it's failed, and again it's recreated. And code based, it will clone the repository and see it's the master. That's why. See, the problem is, if you mention the main branch uh, in that arena development stage, and the pipeline you imported the master branch, it will execute that pipeline, and when the CI level it execute, and when the CD level comes, at the time the service will be fail and environment will be fail, infrastructure it will fail. That is the issue that came in yesterday. I think not only one person, like three people are messaged me exactly the same thing. Okay, see, if you are facing any issue, feel free to message me. I'm replying most of people's everyone because this tool is very new, because it's very hard to understood the new concepts, and even this harness 0 to hero series is not there in YouTube. I am only first person is teaching. It's very hard to understood the concepts and doing the practice. That's why I'm giving my best. And if I'm not properly explaining, or if you're facing any issues, please ping me in the LinkedIn and message me. And whatever the concepts you fail, or if you build anything, I will connect personally, and I will explain in clearly. Like if you're not understood in this, still means I can connect through the Google Meet or any MS Teams. We can connect and we will talk and we will clear, because this series, if I'm giving full freedom, like whatever you want. If you want to connect me in LinkedIn. You tell I want to connect in the LinkedIn. I want to connect in the Zoom Meet. I want to connect in the Google Meet. I want to talk some few minutes. You can tell. If I can definitely connect, and I can solve your all problems on harness CI/CD on this series. Okay, in CD level. Okay, now I will go here. Okay, see, everything is done. See, service, infrastructure, resources. I explained the traffic lights yesterday, and this is the Helm charts deployment and health checks. If you hope, I will explain the Helm charts deployment. Go for the Helm. See, the Helm deployment. First, there's a four ways. First, it will fetch the all files. It will install and prepare and everything. Install and upgrade and wait for the status and wrap up. Okay, now I'll see. It will fetch that file. This is my GitHub repository. In this GitHub repository, and first it will fetch that gocart/helm start gocart/values.yml file. Using this file, it created the namespace. First, in this values.file only, the namespace we given. Using this file, it's created the namespace. And next, it started the see fetch is done, and it's install the namespace, and it update the kubeconfig file, and update the delegate agents everything, and it will create. See, first it's connected the kubeconfig file, and it's created the repositories, and it's done the, I will check the versions and everything, whatever the infrastructure everything it will check, and next it will prepare, and it will take the entire code. See, it's a git connector, and it will fetch for the again master files, and after fetching its success, and it will take the chart file and templates everything it will take, and it will install all code, and it will check the everything, and if everything is done, after that it will start it install and upgradations. First, the namespace is not there. See, name, sorry, this is the name, namespaces and resources, update m charts and everything, it's checked and everything, and there's a no existing things is not there here, and it will execute. See, it executed. See, minus create the namespace -f slash opt slash harness delegate, and this is the repository, and slash namespace, and it's the namespace. It's execute this file, and it created everything, and it tested it's done, and status is deployed, and namespace is go code. It's everything is done, and next waiting for the deployment, and this is the everything, and now this is the wrap up, and this is the wrap up. It's see, it execute. This is the see, first here it checked, is nothing is there. The first bill it is not there, and second bill at the time you will able to see here, and see here the go-kart namespace, and this is everything. This is the chart and IP is everything. The version is 1.0.0, and remember this one. Okay, and this is the things. And next, build verifications. I think health checks is failed, automatically rollback because the application only is not deployed. I will ask the health checks. Okay, this is the load balancers. Okay, and this is the load balancers. It checked its container, it's creating, and this is the health checks. And the health checks, we check the health checks. This the health checks is failed, and it automatically roll back. See, health checks, it's automatically roll back, and we didn't deploy any steps. This issue is shell script execution failed. Please check the logs. Okay, we will check the logs. Okay, this issue from health checks failed HTTP 0000. Maybe the issue from the timeout. I think and the ports are not proper. It's created, but it took some time. That's why first we need to check the logs. Before checking the logs, we need to analyze this issue using the AI agent. Analyze the error from the pipeline executions. It will check the pipeline execution, and it will take the input, and it will give the properly. See, it will analyzing it, fetching the pipeline execution from your latest, fetch the details logs from the failure health check steps. So these agents know exactly what is failed everything. It's failed automatically rollback. See, it's telling. Okay, analyzing the pipeline execution failed. See, episode 7 gocart-helm CD. This is the project name, and this is the execution ID EX double. See, somewhere it's there EX double, and failed is done, and duration is 10 seconds. And see the script, the load balancer's name, host name from the gocart the service file. First we need to check the uh, okay, go to the that is the thing, and we will check the pods also. Pods are running or not. It's given the comments also, like service misconfigurations, or pod is not running, or network policy some issues is there. Check, we need to check these four issues, and it will come. And first I will check these two things. Just close it. Okay, I think it's stuck. I will just refresh this one. See, we can use this a like this. Just go back. It's connected. Yeah, yeah, it's running because previously it is taking time, right? Look, if you open here, open the console logs. There's not the issue. It is creating. That's why suddenly it's deployment verification. The ports are it is creating, and immediately the uh, take the time because the Postgres database it will make time to create. That's why, and the timeout execution timeout maybe I given the wrong. That's why immediately once it's done, it automatically it will go for the health checks, right? That's why execution health thing. If you run the second time build at the time, there is a no issues will become the output. See the URL input. Okay, now I will rerun one more time. Go for if still it is fail means we will check the logs and we will fix the issue. Run the pipeline in master. Okay, and it will execute. And once I will go for the ECR. Okay, go for the ECR and repositories, and this is the go-kart, and this is the version 1 v1. Just now it is created. Okay, and now go for ask AI. Okay, I will check the ports and everything. And now we will check the build to verification is go for the version 2. Okay, version 2, V2 latest version. And we will check the application is still it's zero downtime. The build is done. See, go for back pipeline executions, and this is the second bill. First bill failed, second bill, first bill because of fail means the health checks it's not passed. That's why it's I think the I given some um less timing delay timing. That's why maybe the first time it's failed and now it's success everything. And see its status health checks is 200 and execute is done, and build verifications also it's done. And I'll open the logs now. uh, the Helm chest deployment. Here I need to explain one thing. See, first it's fetched and it said already deployed, and this is the deployment time and deployment the gocart 1.0 on it's updated and install the dependency it's completed everything. It's first it's prepared everything, and now it will again it will fetch that latest code. Once it's fetched and it started upgradation and update and upgrade, it fetched everything it's old one, it's updated the new one. It's updated the new version and the updated time is Friday and June 31st. This is the updated time. Okay. And this is the latest one. Namespace is Gokart and this is the wrap up. So this is the whatever things is there. And see still it is version 1.0.0. It's not updated because uh, we didn't updated the automatically updated the helm charts versions. That's why it is showing the one. Usually we need to whenever the builds will be changing at the time we need to say, but this is the app version, we needn't updated the app versions 1.0.0, that same version. So usually we need to update it, but it's just for practice for us, that is not the issues. And see previously 3 is creating, and the load balancer is created because this all it is not dependencies like one after one after one after. It's everything created at the same time because the Helm charts it will install one it will run one command, it everything it will install, and everything pods will created, the load balancer is created, everything it's created, and this step it is time it done, and we didn't added the sleep time here. It's automatically this step is done, it automatically execute here. See once the pods is done, once pods is created, see here everything is executed. This is its take time is maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes. It's automatically this time we didn't added any sleep time here. If we add the sleep time here, uh, 5 minute 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 15 seconds, if we added any sleep second here, uh, once everything done it will sleep for 5-10 minutes and after that it will execute this one. But now it is now why it is success now means already three pods are executed and it's created the one new pod. The new pod it will created in within 5 to 6 seconds only. The 5 to 6 seconds, this entire step it's take time, and once after that it will go the health checks. The health checks it first it check the first pod, and the first part is done and executed it, and it will go created one more part, it will check and check the third or two parts like that. It done, it's updated to the new version, and it will health checks is passed in 200. That's why the before first one means we didn't added a sleep time, it's automatically its build is failed. That's why the ask AA agent also is telling same thing. Ask AA agent also is check the same, the maybe the issues is this one. And see the health checks, the 35, see 5 minutes allowed more the load balances and check the ports and everything and pre-run installations. That is the same thing. Okay. Like this it will work. Okay, now suppose if I break anything, okay, I already explained no how it will roll back immediately. Same thing. If it is failed, automatically roll back to the previous version. Here the problem is the application is deployed, is verify the verifications. At that time the application is failed, and the failed because of the uh, not health checks. The failed because of the pods is not created and automatically rollback. See the rollback, there's nothing is there here. That's why the rollback is not done. Now I will create, I will fail something and I will create the rollback. Okay, I will go for the here. Okay, I will edit values.yaml file and I will add some randomly anything because you need to test everything. Okay, okay, I will edit this file some today in my home there is a no proper network. That's why I connected with my mobile network. That's why it is very too less. Okay, I added some random save commits. Okay, and refresh. Yeah, see it's done. Now I will execute the pipeline. Now you can see how it is rollbacking. Sorry, get start. Today we have very less internet network. That's why it's taking loading too much of time. That's sorry for my side. Okay, and I will run the second pipeline. Now the pipeline will be failed. Run the pipeline. It will create and it will execute. And now if you check here, kubectl get pods. Sorry, see here pods are running. If you check the previous pods, see the pods names. CS last name and 2 6. See JS and HB both are different. And one more thing here, we are using the public database images. That's why the database also it's re-updated the database. The database is deleted the database and it's recreated the database. And see if you see 4VZ 2V3. The database deleted, but data is not deleted. The data is stored on the EBS volume. The volume, it's whenever you created the new data, automatically it will fetch that old existing data on storage class. That's why we given a 1 GB storage class. Whatever the data it's come here, automatically will come. These are the applications. We can same application, whatever we deployed the same application, add to code, order the place. The data will stored on the database, and this data, if we deleted the we re update that we run the multiple pipelines at the time, multiple deployments will come, right? At the time the database will delete, and the database also there is a zero downtime because the both database will create and it will be just swap the uh, load balancers. First it will check and it will check it will first it will create one low database and it will fetch that all details and it will check the health checks and everything. The data is there or not, everything it check. If everything is there means just swap the delete that one and swap to the this one. This is the process. Okay, and it's building the images. This is the way. That's why we given the 1 GB data. Okay, in think all concepts I explained now. I explained it for the Helm charts repository. Once the pipeline will fail means we will delete all existing things and we will delete the deployment and we will go for the ECS deployment. This ECS deployment, if we spend time and do the practice, if any issues will come, you can try to ask AI agents. You just try to ask AI agents. But in episode 10 we are using the custom AI agents. The custom AI agents is try to fix and the custom AI agents is send the issues to the particular developers. If your 10 developers has committed the issues, the committed the code, and if which developer has been failed the code, the reason the failed the which developer has pushed the code, that particular developer has send it to the mail. You this is the issue because of you have to fix the issue. This is the issue. That's why we are using the custom agents. If you go back here in episode 10, this is the AI agents. And this is the microservices code 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11 microservices project. These microservices we already deployed in our YouTube channel. If you go open our YouTube channel, go for the yeah, full stack projects. In the full stack projects, yeah, this is one. 11 microservices CI/CD pipeline deployment e-commerce application app. Same application we are deploying using the harness CI/CD in the episode uh, 10. Okay. Again, it's failed due to the see, it's failed due to that we mentioned the wrong thing in the code. The wrong thing is this one. Okay, now go back and open the console logs. See, now rollback is success. Now if you open the eh, previous one, this is the fail, right? And here the rollback is skipped because the previous this is the first deployment. The deployment is not there any before. That's why it is failed. But now the rollback is executed because this is already we have previous version is build to, it's taken the build to and it's deployed. And now we will check the console log. At the time you understood clearly. See, it will fetch that entire code and it will fetch that kubeconfig file. It updated everything and it will prepared everything. It checked everything like previously how many builds is done. See, this is the build one and this build it's failed in the first build and because of health checks, and this is the second build we did and we deployed it and it is updated. See, first build is installing completely entire application we installed. See, installing the completed, and second one is updated. Whatever the deployment is that the same thing is updated. It fetch the GitHub code and this is the YAML files is everything checked, and after that whenever it's creating the namespace, see, whenever it's creating the namespace at that time the values.yaml file some invalid content is there, invalid file is there. See, invalid file is there, that's why it's breaked. See, it's unable to create it, and see, it's automatically it's rollback. You see, the next two things automatically it's skipped, waiting and wrap up it's skipped. And now the rollback execution, the rollback, see, it's connected the kubeconfig file, it's prepared a rollbacking process, and the rollbacking process, this is the rollbacking, it directly roll back it to the two. See, build to the rollback it's two and it's successfully is done and its health checks and everything is done. Finally it is we are accessing the build to, and if you go for see, this is the entire application we are accessing. And now data also it's saved because we are using the version 2 database. Now just refresh, you will able to see the three images. V3 is latest, but we are using the V2 version. Okay, and I hope you understood the concepts. Okay, I am destroying and everything and because we need to create one more project. If you destroy this one again, we recreate at the time. See, this is the new tool, you need to destroy everything and you need to recreate everything at every time. What services, everything you need to delete and you need to recreate everything at that time. While you are recreating at the time, the steps will be you can easily remember every time, and you don't need to depend the documentations, you don't need to depend anything, you can directly at the time only you able to understood everything. See the version v2 artifactory v2, this is the latest build, the artifactory v2. Okay, and delete. Okay, and now we successfully Helm charts project is done. Now we will go for the topic 2. Before going to topic 2, I need to delete few things. Okay, the delegate agent is pending, right? I'm deleting the delegate agent. We are installing the, okay, it's connected. That's why it first if it is disconnected only we are able to delete. That's why. Okay. Now I will go back. Actions. Go for EKS Terraform. mm, Destroy. Type S. It will destroy everything. You don't need to do anything manually. Okay, it started destroying. Okay, now EKS ECS deployment. Go for the episode 7 and go for the Helm projects. Go for values.ml file. Go for the charts. Revoke the changes. Delete that one. Okay, commit changes. Okay, now if you run this project also, you will able to work because I removed that wrong code. Okay, now go for the episode 7 online shopping. This is the online shopping. I will just quickly show you the what I'm building today. This is the online shopping app, and this is the easy deals. This is the app, and we can first we need to create an account, and after creating we need to sign in the account, and this is the details will come, and you can add uh, deals. Once if you add the deals, you can delete or you can star mark and whatever you can do it, and you can continue for shopping for the checkout, and you can continue for the shopping, add the address, and verification is done. And this is the admin dashboard, and you're able to see it and see wait waiting list, my orders, and logouts and everything. And if you want to change the password, and so you can change the password. And once the password is changed, whatever the you given the mail ID, automatically in that mail ID only the OTP will come, and you need to update the OTPs and everything. It's done, and you're able to see the catalogs, products, orders, users, and admins and everything. Because this is the admin dashboard, you'll be able to see the if you want to add the products, you can go there and add the products catalogs. Okay, sorry. Okay, here you need to add the all products. Okay, if you want to delete the products, you can delete the products here. Okay, if in what user has ordered anything, you will be able to get, you can see that orders, and you can shipment everything is done, shipment, out of delivery, and you will be able to select it will go there. And if you want to revoke that, and you can revoke. And these are the admin dashboards, and if you want to revoke the admin dashboard users, like you can create multiple users and you can give to your team members. And finally you will able to get this order details and through your mail. And if you register anything, you said you successfully register your mail. And if order details, see, this is the order details, you order the details, you'll be able to see the order details and easy pay. And finally it's shipment details, everything is done. If a password is fail means the OTP will come everything. This is the entire full stack application I'm deploying. This is the entire code. And this application is on mm, how it's done means infrastructure build, push to the ECR deployment, blue green, and health checks, and swap the traffic, and it's done. But this application I written on the Java, Tomcat, and MySQL. MySQL I'm using the public images only. And at the time I will tell you why I'm using the public images and everything. Why I'm not using the MySQL at the time I will tell you. And this is the few things. Okay. For now, the forget. We need to install the delegate agent, and that delegate agent I'm using the Terraform code, and harness directly connect to the ECR directly using the AWS connector. You created the AWS connector, right? Just go there and go to the projects. Sorry, go to the project settings. Go for the connectors. And these connectors, AWS connector you created on the episode 3 or episode 4, somewhere you created. And this connector using the AWS ECS Forget directly use this connector, and it will connect to the AWS Forget, and it will deploy the application. And the delegate agent, we are installing the inside the ECS Forget, and ECS inside the ECS uh, cluster as a task we are creating. We are creating one service. In the service, we are creating the task. In the task, it's running the delegate agent. The delegate agent, it's automatically it will execute the all task, whatever it will deploy everything. It's connecting like a pipeline to the harness delegate agent. But this entire process, it will executing directly on the OpenID connect. This OpenID connect only directly connect to the ECR delegate ECR uh, directly, and this ECR directly it's connecting the to, Docker delegate agent. This three communications it will go, and it will deploy the application. Okay, and see, now I will tell you the few things on the Kubernetes delegate agent and Docker delegate agent and ECR. Okay, first I will explain ECS cluster and EKS cluster. See, EKS cluster we connected through the Kubernetes delegate agent. Okay, and ECS cluster we are connecting with the OIDC connector. Same thing, EKS cluster, Kubernetes delegate agent. ECS cluster, we are connecting to the AWS OpenID connector. And you can install any agent. You want to install Kubernetes delegate agent, you want to install Docker, any install, you can install that one. And the infrastructure type is, we are connecting as a Kubernetes infrastructure. When we are creating the services, at the time, we are using as a connectors, we are using the Kubernetes. But ECS, we are using the ECS directly. And harness will deploy in the Kubernetes like a kubectl commands. But coming to the ECS, harness will deploy through the API. It will first AWS ECS API. It will directly connect to the OpenID Connect, and the OpenID Connect will execute the all commands and it will deploy the your application. In Kubernetes, the kubectl commands it will deploy it. But AWS ECS, the Kubernetes ECS API will directly connect to the OpenID Connect. The OpenID Connect will deploy it, and your Kubernetes, your pipeline will directly connecting to the this OpenID Connect. This OpenID Connect will connect to the API. That API will connect to the delegate agent. That delegate agent will be perform the all tasks. This is the clear picture, right? And few things. This is the another policy, and this is the OpenAI. This is inbuilt AI agents. They using these two AI agents only. The Ask AI agent it will work. Okay. And now go back to the projects. Projects. Go for the pipelines. I will close this one. It's failed. Now it's deleted. First, we need to create some services and everything. First, I will explain the code. Go for the projects. Go for the episode 7. Episode online shopping. ECS. Type ECS. There is a total two things is there. This is the service file and this is the service definition.js file, and this is the task definition.js file. See, in the ECS, uh, we have to deploy through the JSON file only, not ML files. I'll open the service file. See, service name is online shopping and the count is 2. Launch type is Fargate and deployment configurations. Maximum is 200 and minimum is 100. Network configurations. AWS VPS configurations. Assigned is public IP is enabled, and the subnets. See, the variables ECS subnet 1 and variables ECS subnet 2. First, I will create the infrastructure. After that, it will give the summary. Using that summary, I will explain this code. Go for uh, I will go for the ECS Fargate Terraform code. There is nothing changes. You don't need to do anything. You already, if this pipeline is executed, whatever the variables you given in the code, you have to give me the another two more variables. That two variables I will explain here. You need to create the delegate agent, right? That delegate agent, open the Terraform. I will explain the Terraform code. ECS infra.ml file. First, I will explain the infra. After that, you will able to understood the Terraform code and everything. That's why I mistaken it directly. I'm explaining the JSON files. That's why if you understood the infra, you will understood everything. See, this is the ECS Fargate. This is the Terraform. Okay, and this is the first main dot file. Okay, this is the VPC. This VPC for the ECS Fargate infrastructure is I'm deploying as a blue green deployment. Okay, I'm creating the this is the Terraform version 1.3.0 and AWS and Ashiko slash AWS. The region I'm using the US East one I mentioned in the variables, and this is the my VPC internet gateway. Two public subnets. This is the public subnet, and this is the public subnet 2, and this is the root tables, and the root tables is I CIDR is 0.0.0.0 slash, and here using main.ip, and see the root table for the public subnets internet. I need to give the internet for the public subnets, right? That's why I given the two public subnets here, and here I'm giving the security groups. I'm not creating any private subnets because this it's it's not 100% is the production Terraform code, because we need to create everything in private level, but I given in the public level. That's why we can change it and we can update it also. There is no problem. If we change it that public to private, means the cluster will be visible private and no need to change anything. Just you change the public and it automatically reflect to the private. That is not. But you need to access the public subnets and private subnets both. But I didn't. I skipped the private subnets. That's right. Okay. And this is the root table for the public subnets. I explained this. No? This is the security groups. Security groups. This is the I'm creating the two security groups. I'm allowing the first security group. I'm allowing the port number is 80, and this port number 80 for this the production traffic, and you can directly access the production traffic. Okay, and I'm allowing the port number 8080. This traffic for the staging level is the testing level, and you want to test the application. Uh, if it is working or not, means the load balancer column 8080. If you test, you will able to test the green application. Blue is the production, and green is the testing. In the testing, I allowed the 8080, and production, I allowed the port number 80. And this is the traffic in 0 dot and IDS 0 ingress. And coming to the security groups, and these security groups from the ECS task level, allowing the traffic to the load balancer. Okay. And now this application load balancer, it's creating on the internet facing, and it is a public subnet and public subnet 2. It's creating public subnet and public subnet 2. Okay. And this is the target group. See, now I'm creating the two target groups. One target group for the production traffic. See, this is the target group, this is the production, and this production is health threshold 3, internet path is slash, and this is the traffic port. It's timeout 5, and health checks is 3, and this entire is for the only blue purpose, and this is the entire the production is a production deployment, and the users will be access this target group. And coming to the this is the green target group. This is the behind the scenes, it's the background, it will work, and this is the testing purpose, and it will test everything. Okay, this is only testing. And now I'm creating the listeners, and the listeners also AWS listeners. I'm creating the two listeners. Usually we need to create one listener, but we are using the blue green deployment. That's why we need to create two listeners. One listener is port number 80, and this is the blue target group. See, this is the blue target group. Blue target means is the production. Okay, and second, this is the port number 8080, and this is the target group for the staging level. It means as a testing level. It's a staging and testing is we are testing the green deployment. This is the pro protocol is HTTP, and port is 8080. And now this is the EKS clusters. This is the Fargate is everything is a serverless and no EC2 instance to manage here, and everything is a serverless, and everything is managed by AWS. And this is the IAM role to execute that tasks in the inside, and it will pull that images to the AWS ECR. See, it directly pull that images to the ECR. That's why I given the AWS ECS task execution role policy. And this is the IAM role for the ECS task is a runtime permissions to the app. And finally, you will able to access the logs on whatever the logs it's generating, everything you will able to see on the UI. And then now this is the variables. It is US East 1 region, and the variable, the app name is online shopping, and this is the name, and this is the port number is 8080. This is from the Tomcat application, and this is the 80 applications 8080, and this is the delegate agent uh, delegate agent account ID. We need to give the delegate agent account ID. If we didn't given the delegate agent account ID, and it's a very difficult to create that delegate agent on AWS harness. That's why we need to create the delegate agent. Sorry, we already have the delegate agent is there. The delegate agent we need to given the GitHub Actions variables, and this is the account ID. And the token, we can create the new token, or we can use the default token also. It's a default token also, we can use anything. And the delegate agent image, it will create the default means this is the image. It will create one delegate agent image, and the harness will install the delegate agent as a Docker. This is a Docker delegate agent. Now go back. This is the delegate agent. Now you will understood here. It will create one. The cluster is created. After creating the cluster, the task definition, it will create as a harness delegate agent. This is the delegate agent. Okay. And network mode is AWS VPC family where.app.c, and see if it will go there, it will take this one online shopping app.name. And now go for delegate agents wherever. Okay, we are here. Okay, and this is the IAM roles. It will take the IAM roles from the ECS task. If we, it will take, and it inside the IAM role it will execute, because the OpenID connect, it will connect here and it will execute all performance and everything. And see, this is the account ID. We need to give the account ID as a variable. This is the token. We need to give the token as a variable. The variables, it will go the variable files. It will take the input from the variables. The variables, it will take the input from the uh, GitHub actions. The GitHub actions, it will take the GitHub variables. And this is the manager host and the app.harness. Same thing. See, if you go here, go for the projects and delegates, create a new delegate, go for the Docker. Same thing, whatever it's mentioned, the same thing only here. Same thing only here. Docker delegate agent type is Docker. Tag name is, see, Docker delegate agent tag name is ECS Fargate. And this is the same thing. See, if you see in here, this the same thing. Okay. And the logs configurations here, what the delegate agent is doing and everything, we'll be able to see the all logs in the CloudWatch, or we can see the on the UI also. It's UI means it's ECS task UI. There is a logs option is there. You can see the logs also here. It will create one services from the delegate. In the service, it will execute and everything. And I'm creating the IAM role from the delegate agent. This IAM role need from the ECS plus ECR plus CloudWatch permissions. It will execute like this delegate agent will be pull that images, and it will execute this all, because this, if once it will connected, how it will connect to the first one means that OpenID connected will communicating to the API. The API will communicating to the ECR. ECR is communicating to the delegate agent. The delegate agent is communicating to the harness pipeline. Harness pipeline will communicating to the services, and the services it's communicating to the environments. Environments, it's communicating to the infrastructure. Infrastructure will pull that image and updating the images to the values file, or updating the file to the JSON task.json file. That image, it will deploy the application. This is the flow. Okay, this is the delegate nations need some permissions. I'm giving this permission. See, ECR container read access, and AWS administration full access. I given the AWS load balancer access. I given this is the access. AWS ECS full access. The entire ECS full access I given. AWS EC2 control repository read access, and AWS load balancer full access I given. This is the permissions. Now I will go for the output file. This is the output files, whatever things, everything the output file. Now I hope you understood the Terraform code. Now I will explain the GitHub Actions pipeline. ECS Terraform file. Okay. Name is ECS Forget Terraform, and apply or destroy, plan and everything. These are the three options. Three plan, apply and destroy. Three options you will get. You can execute this one. The workflow, plan, apply and destroy, and you need to select the work. This is the workflow dispatch means if PR is messed also, it will not create everything. You need to create the manually. Okay, and the permissions in token, write, and content is read, and environments. Okay, and this is the TP, it's true, and input is false, and this is the working directory, and ECS slash Terraform, there everything files is there, and this is the Terraform state file, and this Terraform state file, if you go here, go back the um, settings, go back to the settings, and these settings, if you go for the variables and go for the actions, go for the variables, see the S3 bucket, see the Terraform state file key, it will create one S3, already created S3 bucket. In the S3 bucket, ECS, it will create one harness ECS. There it will create the Terraform state file. Go for the S3 while it's opening at the time. I'll explain. Okay, and region is US East one. I directly hard coded. Otherwise, you're able to give here also. I didn't. Okay, I given here, but still I hard coded here. That is not the problem. You can try to use the US East one region only. And app name is online shopping. Okay, job is Terraform, and it's take the Ubuntu and is the production level, and it will take the TS working directory. This is the working directory. It will take that working directory and install the code check and Terraform, and using the OpenID connect, whatever the OpenID connect you given here, the AWS ANR, this is the OpenID connect. It will use the same OpenID connect only. It will create the AMR, everything. See, that's why I told the watch the episode 6 and create the Kubernetes cluster. That same details you can add visible here. That's why if you still the in episode 6 you have any problems means, in the episode 6 I told the two videos, vault configurations in the DevSecOps series. You can watch that series, or otherwise you can go for the Kubernetes series. You can watch the episode 2. You will be able to clear. There's same thing only I telling multiple times. That's why I'm skipping a little bit. Okay, and the deployment configuration. First, it will install the Terraform. It will go for the variables S3 bucket name, S3 bucket name. Here we already created the S3 bucket name. Harness CACD here. See here, it will create the harness ECS. Inside the ECS, it's created. I created the few days back. That's okay, and it will go for the Terraform state file, and it will go for the Terraform AWS region, and it will Terraform plan and Terraform apply. In the apply, we need to give harness delegate agent account ID and harness token. Where you will get these two means, this is the account ID. Okay, copy this variable or no problem. Just go for the, I'll duplicate it and go for the uh, means go for the ECS Fargate. Go for the deployment steps here. I given the detail here. The steps I mentioned or not. S3 buckets, everything, variables, Docker delegate agents, RNS delegate. Okay, I didn't mention here. I will check the README episode 7. Episode 7 online shopping deployment steps. Okay, okay, I given here. No problem. Create the infrastructure in the step 1. Um, this step. Okay, this is the variable. Copy this harness account ID. Go for here. Add repository harness account ID. I didn't copy it properly. Harness account ID. This account ID, go for the new delegate agent. Here, account ID is there. If you're not seen here also account ID, if you want to see exact where account ID is there means, go for the project settings. In this project settings, account details. This is the account ID. Copy the account ID. Okay, or you can directly take that here also. Anything wherever you want, you can take the account ID. The project settings you can take, or directly delegates. Create the new delegate. Here, the account ID is there, and same here, Docker delegate token also is there. This is the token. Or if you want to unable to copy here, or if you want to see exactly where tokens is there means, go for the tokens. Here the tokens is there. If you want to create the more tokens, or you want to create any tokens, or directly you can copy the token also directly. You can copy the token, copy that secrets variable or harness delegate agent, and here give the account ID and save the variable. And after saving the variable and go for the secrets, create a harness delegate token and add this, copy here, copy the token, add it and save execute, and it's done. Okay, it will take these two variables and it will apply the everything, and you will able to see the summary whatever things in the summary. Once the summary is created, at the time I will explain whatever things is summary, and it will delete whatever it's created, everything also it will delete it. These are the few things. And now view run apply. Yesterday while I'm testing at that time, I given all details, that's why I didn't delete it, and that's why I'm using the same things. But don't worry, I given here secrets, variables, everything, and the variables you can add this variable and AWS account ID in the go for project accounts and overview. There you will able to see it here. And harness delegate agents that go for the token, you copy the token. The go for EKS and run the files. Wait for 2 minutes and you will able to see the all outputs. Okay, now I'll wait for a few minutes. This project is I liked even yesterday only. I'm the first time I'm deploying this ECS deployment and using the Helm also. Yesterday only I'm the first time I'm deploying the two projects. ECS, I think it's 5 times it's failed and 6th time it's success. And the Helm it's take the 10 times build is fail and 11th build is might success. Because first I generated the code to the AI and I executed, but at the time it's failed. I went to the documentations, I read the properly, and I take the right inputs and I changed the code, and after that I executed. At that time only it's done. Even the ECS also, I read 4 or 5 times the documentation. I taken the right input exactly how we can use them in the production level. It's created, and now it's total. It's took the time is 4 minutes only. Everything it's take the 4 minutes. Okay, now ECS Fargate is created. Now I will go and check the ECS Fargate. ECS. Okay, see, online shopping cluster is created, and this is the delegate agent. It is created. If you go back to here and just go to the delegates and just refresh. Okay, it's created already. See, it is connected, and this is the 5 minutes back it's created, and this is the type is docker delegate agents. I didn't created anything in manually. I just my Terraform file only it is created exactly how I created the docker delegate agent today. Same thing I am creating using the Kubernetes delegate agent with services, with environments in episode 10. This is the glimpse for the creating the connectors, creating the connect delegate agent through the Terraform. This is the just for a glimpse for the episode 10. Okay, and now variables, right? Okay, go for the summaries. Okay, and this is the EKS cluster, uh, ECS cluster, online shopping cluster, online shopping cluster. Okay, and this is the application load balancer. The load balancer also it's created. If you go here, go for the load balancers, just refresh. Okay, this is the on shopping the load balancer. This is the load balancer. It's automatically fetch this load balancer here. This is the load balancers. And if you click the load balance, sorry, man. Okay, I'll copy the load balancer with port number 8080. This is the green deployment. This is the 503 service is not for, it's temporary. Go back and 5050. Oh, sorry, it's port number 80, right? Okay, total. This is the, okay, this is the blue, and 8080 it is a green. Okay, and now this is the target group. This is the blue target group. There's a total two target groups is created, and blue target group and green target group. Go back here, go for the target groups, and this is the target groups. The ANR, it's automatically it fetch the summary only. This is the ANR only. Let's see 39. The same thing in the summary, the 39, and this is the production listener port number 80, and staging listener is port number 8080. It's created, and this is the subnet, public subnet, and this is the public subnet too, and this is the security group ID. It is created. If you go back here, this is go for the security groups. It's created one security group. See, online shopping, the security groups. Okay, this is the security group ID. I will check. Okay, C5, last C5. This is the C5. This is the security group. Allow the security group. This security group I given a port number 8080. This is the green deployment. And another security group. This is the blue purpose. It's I given the port number 80 and port number 8080 both because of swapping the purpose at that time. If not there means it will roll back immediately to that's why. Okay. And now we need to queue these all where target group, uh, pod listener and staging listener and subnet groups and everything. We need to queue to the uh, harness variables. If we not given the variables means uh, the application it will be failed because in the code, see, we give this application, it will deploy to the ECS subnet one subject to, and this ECS it will not fetch that directly to the VPC because we need to add these variables. The see the delegate agent it will fetch from the uh, Kubernetes, sorry, fetch from the harness variables and secrets, everything. It fetch from harness, or otherwise it will fetch from the AWS Secret Manager. But in this episode, we are not using the AWS Secret Manager. We are using harness variables. That's why it will first the delegate agent. It will fetch from the harness variables. It will take the input and it will give to the input to here. It will execute. The OpenID also it will not fetch from the details. OpenID connect it will not fetch the VPC IDs and everything. That's why we given the variables. Here one variable, two variables. That's why first we need to update the variables. Go back, go for the project settings, go for the variables. Okay, and new variable. Don't worry, I given everything. Same. What see, this is not hard coded one. It will directly fetching your own AWS account details. You don't need to do anything. If you want to cross check also, right? This is my account ID. See, this is my account ID 080. See 080. Even I didn't give my account ID to the my Terraform code also because I given the OpenID connect. The OpenID automatically fetch these all things. Okay. Now first, this is the ALB. Copy this ECS ALB, paste it here, and copy this one. Fix the variable, fix the value, and it's saved. Same like that. You have to do everything. Go back. Doing first you have to do this one, and while I'm explaining the code at that time you will understood what code how many it is taking and the pipeline how it is taking and everything you will understood whenever you say copying and pasting at that time check the spaces is there means it will fail the pipeline. Okay, first check the spaces is there means the pipeline will be failed. This is the blue target group. Done. Now ECS subnet one. This is my public subnet one. Save it. And second, this is the ECS subnet 2. Usually, you guys, I think this is the manual work, but usually in if you are working on any ECS projects also, you need to do these things. Even in my first company, I worked on the ECS projects. At that time, these are all things you need to do. It are not unable to fetch that JSON files. Like if small applications is there means we need to deploy on the ECS only. At my first company is a startup. I worked everything on the. It's a small project. That's why I have experience on ECS. Okay, and now ECS task executional role ANR. This is the task ANR. This one, save it and copy this ANR. Save and once again cross check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, total 9 we created. Now successfully it is done. Now go back to the code. Okay, the variables ECS subnet one. It will go there. Variables ECS dot subnet one. These are the variables ECS subnet one. Variables ECS subnet two. Okay, it will take the ECS subnet one, ECS subnet two, and security groups variables ECS security group ID. Will go there ECS security group ID. It will take here and it will execute everything. And coming to the load balancers and the load balancers ANR and target group ANR, and this is the container name, and this is the port number is 8080. This is the first it will deploy the green. First it will deploy the green and it will execute if everything is working, and it will deploy the applications. This is the service file, and now this is the task. Okay, see, the family is online shopping. Network mode is AWS VPC, and it is the Fargate, and CPU is 1024, memory is 2084, and this is the executional role ANR variable dot ECS task executional role ANR. We mentioned here ECS task executional role ANR. ECS task, okay, ECS task executional role ANR and ECS task role ANR. ECS task role ANR. It will directly take. Okay. And now the image. Now here, the OpenID connect. It will connecting the delegate agent. The delegate agent, it will be connecting to the environments in the harness services environments. And that environments, it's the infrastructure we are creating. That infrastructure, it will pull that image. It will pull that image and it will update here. It will update here. The task is updating and it will deploy the applications. Okay. And port mapping, container port number is 8080 and protocol is TCP. Now coming to here, the environments, it is the DB host, values localhost, and DB port number and 3306, DB name, DB user, DB password, and logs configurations. These are the logs, and this is the health checks. Localhost 8080. First, it will check the health checks. If it is passed or if it exit, everything is checked. And coming to here, logs configurations, it will take the variable from the AWS dot region. Go here, AWS region. We already mentioned. Okay, AWS region. It will take here. Okay, it will take the region here. It will execute for the ECS online shopping, and these are portals. And now coming to the container name is MySQL. It's healthy or not. It will create one MySQL container, and this MySQL container is MySQL 8 dot version. Now I will explain. MySQL is running inside container, and that container as a ECS task definition. And see, both containers, your application app plus MySQL container, both are running together on same forget task. But here the problem is your forget task if failed, or if suppose if whenever you stop the task, or whenever you task is failed, or suppose whenever the task you stopped, or whenever your task is deleted, or when your task is updated at that time, the MySQL data is will be lost, because we are not using any EBS volumes here. And if you updated the data, suppose you first build pipeline one v1 version and second build version v2, at that time the v1 MySQL data it will be lost. That's why we need to use here MySQL database. And I am not using MySQL database because this is just for explanation from the ECS deployment, right? That's why I'm not using this one. And we will use the database some another projects. That's why I didn't use. That's why the it will lose the data build by build, and your app will be stored on a fresh MySQL. If and one more thing, and your app will start whenever the MySQL is ready only. If MySQL is failed means your app also is failed. That's why if MySQL it's take the 10 minutes time to create the container, and your app 11th minute it will be start. That's why this is the few challenges is there. And if we want to overcome means we need to create one MySQL in AWS, and if we want to take that database details and passwords, and we have to keep it on the harness secrets and services, secrets and variables, and we need to use. Otherwise we can copy that all details and we can add it in the AWS secret manager, and we can directly fetch the details. These concepts will be come from tomorrow. If I explain today also, maybe you will be confused, because many concepts is, if I explain the today means maybe it will be confused. That's why I didn't added these concepts from the today. That's why we will use these concepts from the tomorrow's next upcoming video. Okay, these are the two files, ECS and task definitions. And now I will explain the pipeline. This is the pipeline. These are the few changes, and the and see if you are using my pipeline at the starting means until here the same. There's a total three changes. That one is we need to create service, environment, infrastructure. There's a total three things. Okay, we will use that services when we are creating at the time. Okay, and the pipeline name is episode 7 online shopping ECS CD, and this identifier and project ID my harness CICD 020, same project I am using, and organization I'm using the default, and this is the CI level. I'm connecting with the account.github. This is the GitHub connectors OpenID, and this is my repository name, and the build one, and build one also whatever we discussed in previous project and episode 6 in the two projects, the everything is the same only in the CI level. I didn't change anything in the CI level in episode 6 and episode 7, because the CI level concepts I explained on episode 1 to episode 5. That's why I'm not doing anything changes. I will do only changes in CI level on the episode 10 only, until unless the CI levels are same. We are focusing on the CD level in episode 6 to episode 9. We are discussing on the CI levels only, CD levels only. Okay, this is the CD, and OS Linux, ARM is AMD 64, Harness Cloud. Okay, and first it will run uh, checks, and this is the SH, and this is the main one. Same, because previous is Python and HTML, CSS, JavaScript code, right? That's why we used the installing the dependencies and build the verifications. This is the Java applications, right? That's why we changed only run steps. We changed only run steps only, and I didn't change it anything the CI levels only. We just changed the run steps. In the steps, we changed the it's install a Maven npm. Uh, it will run, and it's unit testing, and these two things. See, before it's a install dependencies and build verifications. Same thing here. It will install MVN, and it will MVM, it will test it. If both is passed, it will create the repository to the AWS secret key and access key, and build and push the image to the AWS ECR through the AWS OpenID connect. Now here the challenges. I think here I need to take the pen and other. Okay, directly I will explain. Okay, see, deployment type is deployment. If any error in the stage 2, any error came automatically, the rollback. The concept is clear. Deployment type is ECS, services. We need to create the services. We will create after explaining the code. Okay, these services, service input, type is ECS. Artifactory, we need to create ECR image. It automatically fetch and it will automatically update to the JSON files in the task definition JSON files. Okay, the source ECR and type is ECR, and this is the build number types and environment variables development, and this is the ECS Fargate. This is the infrastructure. Inside the environment, we need to create the infrastructures. Now coming to here you need to understood these few concepts because these concepts is very important. I read on the comments, but don't read these comments. I whatever I am explaining, you can understood, and after that you can read these concepts. Okay. Now the step is first. Okay, I will take the red. Okay, okay. Step one, ECS blue green create services. Okay, harness. This is the first build. Still now there is no pipelines is created. This is the first build. Build one. This is the first service. Harness create the ECS service with the task definition in image one version one. Understood? This is the ECS blue green create servicing, and still now there is no services is created. Harness create the ECS service with the task definition image number is V1, and it will register the task in the green target group. Remember, it will register the green drop. I will change the color. It will register first. It will create that V1 and it will create the green one. And after that, the staging, the staging listener is the port number 8080. That 8080, it is a green TG, and that green TG has a V1 version. And the staging and TG has, say maybe if I add the notepad, maybe that is the best way because this same I'll open the paint because this is the good I need to explain this concept is very clearly because if you confuse means the entire pipeline you will confuse. Okay, uh, open the notes. Okay, okay. First pipeline build pipeline one. Step one, the step one is ECS blue green service, creating the service. Okay, first harness create ECS service with task definition image v1. Okay, and second, it will register the task in green target group. TG means target group. And third, the staging. Staging means testing. Listener group, it's running on port number 8080. This will be as a green TG, green TG, and the application is deployed as a V1 version, V1 task. Okay, we mention as a V1 task. And step 4, it's a production. It will check the health checks and everything. If everything is working, it will go for the production. Production listener, it is running on port number 80, and this is the blue TG. And this is the first build, right? And in the TG level, in port number 80, you will able to see the 503 service, and it is a empty. 503, and this is the empty. And this is the first build. First build. Okay. And this is the first build. Suppose the harness create the service with the image one, and after creating, it will register it as a task as a green deployment as a target group. If everything is done, it will go for the staging level in 8080, and here we need to test. Okay, the production is empty. You are not able to access any application. The application is running as a uh, staging level. You can test application on port number. Okay, HTTP load balancer ALB port number 8080. You'll able to see V1 version. This is the first build, and this is the first step. Okay, and see, there's a total 2 steps. The same thing I mentioned. It will take the load balancer and prod listener and prod listener ANR and staging listener and staging listener ANR and production staging ANR. See, the load balancer name is load balancers. It's rotating the traffic from the your ECS. I will explain later. First, I will explain this one. Okay. Now coming to the step 2. Step 2. Step 2, ECS blue green swap target groups. Right now, production application 503 services, and staging, you will able to access the application. Staging level. Staging. You can test the application. Is the port number 8080. Okay, now here. And the first harness Harness deploy new task with def. Okay, wait. Uh, wait, I will check. Okay, it will deploy the version 1 and it will swap the applications, right? Okay. Harness, harness swap prod listener, prod listener, port number 80 to green target group TG and users hit ALB and port num 80. It means main application. It means HTTP slash slash ALB. If users will hit this link, users will be access the version 1. This is the see just here the staging application is running and this is the target green TG the application is running and the harness in the production listener the production listener it is a blue TG just it will replace the blue TG to green TG blue TG to green TG it will replace you will able to access the application now here final result production port number 80 it is a green TG we are just swapping the green and blue green TG and V1 version and this is the application link http slash slash alb okay and application is live the users will be access here this is the and next staging port number 8080 and here see here production listener is blue TG and staging here is a green TG the green TG application is running the blue TG the 503 is a, there's a no application is running the service temporary is unavailable and this is the first build and here it will swap right the it is swapped harness swap the production TG to the green TG if it is swapped means it will come to the blue TG right blue TG and here you can tell me this application http alb port number 8080 this application will work or not my question tell me what you will see the result here I will tell you the what you will see the result you will see the 503 temporary unavailable the result you will be see here quickly recap once again first build stage 1 step 1 ECS blue green service creation harness will create the ECS service with task JSON file with latest image name is v1 harness it will register the task as a green TG and staging as a green TG application will be accessed and the production level the blue TG you will be able to see the 503 this is the first build and you have to test port number 8080 and if everything is work step 2 it will execute. Usually in between we can add some approvers, but I didn't added any approvers. That's why if everything is done, if readiness and progress, if everything it is work, after that only we need to check the readiness and progress we added in the pipeline level. It will check everything. If everything is done only, it will add check it, go through the next step. In between we need to add the approvers, but I didn't added any approvers, but approvers I will add in the next episode. uh, that's why today I didn't approve add anything. Okay, and if everything is working, your team tell to the approvers, the approve there will be approved. And today I didn't add an approver, and it will check everything. It will check means readiness and prognosis, it will be checked. And but I added the pipeline level. I think I added everything. It will check the health checks is passed only. It will able to see the application. And this application 8080, it will swap to the blue. And it will blue it will swap means the green will become the LB, it will work. And port number 80 you will able to access the live application. Port number 8080 you will able to access the 503, because in previously the 50 TG has a 503, you will able to access the 503 because TG has a 503 and green has a live application. It will just swapped. 3 comes to the 4, 4 will comes to the 3. It just swapped. And this is the first build. Now you will see the second build. Okay. Okay. Build to pipeline. Build to. Okay. Step 1. ECS blue green services. See, I'm telling, if you read this comments also, you will understood only 10% only. You will not understood 100%. If you understood this concept, you will understood the how it will be swapping. Because in every company in the production levels are we are swapping application like that. Even in my organization also we are swapping the applications like this only. Okay. I take the reference in my office and I use the same steps here. Okay. Now first step, harness, deploy new task is uh, image v2, because this is the second pipeline. 2 means uh, the 2 will come as a here, and v was a version 2. V pipeline we mentioned as a version 2. Okay, if you check here, the version 2 will be come here. The CI level we mentioned version 2. Yeah, see, v version 2. Build and push v version 2. Okay, the version 2 will come here. And the second, register. Okay, register in the ideal target group. Target group as a blue. Sorry guys. Okay, blue TG. In previously, blue TG has a temporary as not available, because this is the staging, and the staging is 503 and it's not available. And it will registered as as a target group as a blue TG. And if you open here, and it will registered as a task as a green TG. Same here also it registered as a green TG, and this is the staging level. Okay, and third, staging. Staging listener. It is running as a port number 8080. It is a blue TG. See here, the staging, it is running as a green TG. In that is a build one. Now we already swapped, and the staging it came to the blue TG, and this blue TG it will come here, the blue TG. That's why blue TG we enabled as a two port numbers. Open here the target groups, and this the target groups we allowed port number 8. The security groups we allowed the port number 8080 and 80 in the blue level. It will go both. See, go for here port number 80 we allowed and port number 8080. This is the blue. In in green we allowed only 8080 only. That's why, because it was swapping, right? That's why. Okay, now it is comes as a TG and the application as a V2. V2 task. And 4, and this is the production listener. Oh man. Okay. Listener, it is running on port number 80. This is the green now. TG, because it's already swapped, right? Before it is a blue. Before it is blue, now it is green because it is swapped, right? That's why it's come as a green TG. And here it's a version 1. See, here version 2 application is live, and here version 1 application is live. Okay, and see here. Okay, now users still accessing as a production, and this production URL is http ALB. Okay, this ALB, and this ALB has a, sorry, this is the staging ALB. The production ALB is ALB, and this is the testing team still accessing on staging http / ALB port number 8080, and the your team members in whatever our team members are testing team members, they will test this application. If everything is working, this tell to the DevOps teams, and DevOps teams there will be approve the everything is approved, and you can swap the target groups, and next it will work. Step 2, step 2 ECS blue green target group. I think if you didn't know before the blue green deployment means, in now you will able to understood everything. In this document I will shared in the YouTube description also. You can take it this one. Okay, and harness, swap, production, listener. Okay, listener port number 82, blue green deployment. It will swap. Previously it will swap to the green. Now it will swap to the blue, and the blue has a task to at live, right? And it will swap directly blue to swap to to green TG to blue TG and application V2 and it's live. And now users zero downtime. There are still accessing the production here and they will access the version 2. Here version 1. Wait, here version 1 and testing version V2. Okay, and users will be accessing the V2. The application is swapped. It's a zero downtime. The users will be accessing, and the testing team they will be get V1 version and application is swapped, and the testing team they will access the V1 version. Okay, and this V1 version, and if anything is failed after production, the users will be unable to access, and the production if anything is failed automatically, if the production maybe after in between swapping, after swapping time, or if maybe after swapping we will check the uh, production V2 version health checks also. At that time maybe if anything is failed means it's uh, V1 version is still it is running, it automatically roll back. Roll back. This is the concepts. Okay. I hope you understood. If I will share you this in the YouTube description, YouTube upload. I will upload the uh, drive and I will share the drive link to the description. I hope you understood. Now I will explain here. Okay, same. See, this is the load balancer. The load balancer ECS ALB. This is the load balancer details. We given the load balancers details here. Okay, EBS ALB name. It will take the load balancer name here and the production. Uh, the users will accessing the live application here. For the first build, we are able to see the 503 and second build, we will able to access the live application only. And this is the staging. It will deploy the new task and new task everything it is working is that means it will go to the here and it will swap the applications. This is the concepts. And if you read this one maybe it will be confused, and this is comments it's generated on the AI. That's why maybe it will confused. That's why I explained the detail here. You will not able to get any difficult, because if you just read this one you will understood. This link I will given here. Okay, just if you want to take the screenshots also you can directly take the screenshot. This is the first one, and okay, take here, and this is the second one. Take the screenshot. Okay, now we will go for the hands-on demo. I hope code level is done. I think today's video also it will get more than 2 hours, because two projects, friends. If you take one project 1 hour, two projects 2 hours. I don't want to increase the episodes. I want to 10 episodes. I want to cover everything. If video length is heavy, also no problem. I want to cover all concepts. I don't want to increase the more, because whatever the services, whatever I mentioned, everything I want to cover in that same video only. Episode 7. Oh God, here. Okay. Now the variables, go to the pipeline. Okay. First we need to create the services. Okay. And create the service and harness. I will check the service name. Don't worry, I given everything on the deployment file. You can directly take the deployment files also. Okay. The same names only I given the deployment files. If you are still confusion, you can go back the code level. Okay. And go for the episode 7 and online shopping app. Go for the deployment steps. Deployment steps. See here the online shopping. Okay. Everything I mentioned here. Okay. Is online shopping inline and save. Okay, here I'm choosing the AWS ECS. Okay, and These are task definitions. You need to choose the task definitions, and okay, we need to give the task definitions, and we need to add some new task here. Select the GitHub connectors, add connectors, continue. Okay, and name is task definition. Okay, and where, okay, any name you can give, that is not the problem. Task definition, and my code is in master branch. Okay, my code is, yeah. Okay, path, I will give you on the task definition path only. Go for here, go for ECS. Okay, this is the task definition path, and I will copy this path, save and submit. And this is the first one there. And this is the service. Go for the connectors, new connectors, apply, next, master, master, and go back. And this is the service definition.json file, copy, and here path. And here I'm choosing any service, any name you can give, that is the not the problem. Okay, just everything is same, master and submit. Okay, and the task definition is the task definition, service definition is done. And now artifactory, go for the GitHub, connect, connect OpenID, and connect, and US East one, Northern Virginia. Okay, and the image path, which image I created, I need to check the image name. Okay, I will open the README file. I mentioned everything there. Deployment ML file, go back. Okay, online shopping, online shopping, add it. Okay, and identify ECS image, ECS image, and no need to change anything. Save. Okay, it's connected and save. It's done. Go for the environments, new environments, and it's a deployment, mm, development, sorry. I mean, pre-production, inline, save, and create an infrastructure, and infrastructure name. Okay, infrastructure name is ECS Fargate, because same infrastructure name only we need to give. The pipeline also the same code only is there. The infrastructure inline ECS Fargate, AWS automatically is connected. Connect the AWS account, and region is US East one, US East one, Northern Virginia. Okay, and I think clusters is loading. Two clusters is there. Online shopping cluster, just select the online shopping cluster. By default also is there. Don't select by default, select only online shopping cluster only, and save. Okay, it is done. Now we will import the code. Go for import third party repositories, GitHub, import the file path. This is the path, copy the path, import. Okay, I will run the file. I will deploy the application of the console. Okay, it will deploy the application. Okay, it started building. Okay, it started installing the. Okay, and I will be download this image, save as a PNG. Okay, I copied. I will share this image as a drive, and the drive link I give in the description. Okay, it's installed the server, OS, ARM, everything. It started the server and it's installing the code base. It's will take 5 minutes time, you know. And see here, this is the delegate agent cluster. This is the task, the delegate agent. This is the task, and this is the logs. Whatever the logs it is generated. See, this is the everything the logs. If your suppose your delegate agent is missing, means you will able to see the logs. If you don't know how to able to fix the issues, means no need to do anything. Just copy this all logs. Go for ask AI, paste it. It will automatically do it everything. Okay, and now next, this is the deployment. See, it's only one deployment happened. That's why it's one deployment. And this is the event logs, config map and networking, actual logs, and service auto scaling. Uh, the service auto scaling is not enabled. That's why this only one delegate agent only will there. The delegate agents will be not auto scaling. Okay, event histories. Okay, and now go back services. Now still now there is only one service only is there. Now it's creating the images. Once it will create the images and it will push the image and it will work. And after that I will fail the one pipeline. I will show you how it is rollbacking and everything. And see, it's deploying as a ECS, and first it will connect the services and infrastructure. It will connect and traffic lights, and see, this is ECS blue green deployment. If you go back, this is the green, right, and it is the blue, and just refresh. uh, Once it will done, it you will able to see it. Okay, once this step is done, you will able to see this one. See this one. First, fetch the manifest file and prepare the rollback data, and it will deploy the application. It will deploy the applications. Once it's deploy the application, I will show you. Port number 8080. I think it's not deployed still. If you go open the services, you will able to see the it is creating the service, and inside the service it is the task is creating. See, this is the online shopping one, and here it is creating the task. This is the task. It is pending. It is not running. Okay, it will take the time to run the service and fetch that all logs, and if logs are positive or negative, it will check the logs and everything. According to it will be update. Uh, it will go for the rollbacking until unless it will not go. This is very powerful ECS of blue green deployment. If any one small log also it is negative, means it's automatically rollback. It will because everything it will managing on the AWS ECS, AWS ECS rates. Everything is a serverless, and it's everything managed by AWS. That's why if any one small log also, it will go and fetch that all logs, and that logs, if any single thing it is a fail, it automatically it will be rollback. Okay, I think it's not deployed, and we can see it here also. It's running or not. See, still it is pending too. We need to wait, and this is the logs. See, it is creating the task. Okay, first task is done. Now I will refresh. See, now you will able to see port number 8080. The application it is working. Task one it is done. Now health checks is everything is done. Now the application is running and uh, okay, there's login. This is the admin logins. You can create something and add it. Login this one. Just small applications. And this is the products. Okay, I think products is not connected. And this is the services. Go back. It will check the health checks. If everything is good only, it will be go back. If everything it is running, it's active only, it will go to the next step. Until unless it will be stay there only. If any one log also, if it is failed means, it automatically it will be rolled back. This is this much of power is there. ECS, see, deployment is success. Now it will go back. It automatically roll back. See, deployment is success. Deployment, it is deployment is success. Now it's roll back. Okay, now we will check this one. This is the application. See, this is the 503. See, port number, see, 8080. See, this is the testing, and this is the first build 503. I mentioned here no in the documentation. When the first build it's done, you will able to access after swapping the applications. Same thing, whatever I explained here, the same thing it's happened. The application 8081, we access the application one, and after that, and it will swap to the target groups, blue to G, blue target group to the green target group, and now green came to here. Here before it's a blue TG to green TG. It's swapped, and green is a live. Green became a live, and this is the green live. Okay, green is live, and the application is accessing the home page. See, this is the live. There's a no port numbers, everything. This is the live application. And coming back, this is a 503 and is unavailable. When you build the second time, at the time you will able to access the both applications. New application you will able to access the without port number, and normal previous application you will able to access the to the 8080. This is the green deployment. This is the blue green deployments. Okay, now I will show you the okay. First, I will build another image. Go here. I will build one more image, or I will be fail something and I will be execute. Okay, I will go here. I will go for the services, ECS services. Go for the task and edit. Okay, I added some dummy data. Okay, now I will run this pipeline. It automatically it will fail, and I will open some duplicate, and I will show. I will explain the first build logs. And if you open the ECR repository. Okay, it started, and now I will explain. Go for executions. Go for the first build and go for the console logs. Go for the ECS. This is the fetch that everything, and it's prepare the rollback. And after preparing the rollback, it started. See, it's everything. It's fetch that code and see. It started deploying. First, it will deploy the green, and it will health checks and everything, and it will process everything. It checked out everything or not, and see, it's pending or running everything. It will check, and deployment is passed. After that only it will be swapped. See, blue replaced with the green and green replaced to blue, and changes updated the tags and swapped. See, The version is a blue. Updated the with blue TG to the green TG. Okay, this is the first build. Okay, now once I will explain the second one before we'll go for the ECR repository is online shopping. And here the version one, the one second version will come. At the time you will able to see the V2 at latest version. This version it automatically it will fail. And now I will explain how it will be rollbacking. This is the version 2. We need to wait for a few seconds. Okay, it's build and deploying. It's automatically it will fail the pipeline. And once if it is failed, I will show you the V1 how it is. V1 which application will come, and V2 which application it will be some. hmm, Are we how it will be swapping the applications and everything you will able to see here. Okay, guys. When the console locks, okay, it is building. Okay, it's pushing the locks. Okay, it's done. Now it's going to the V2. It's services. Okay, it is connected the services and services overview. It's connected, registered and everything. Now ECS started the deployment. First it will fetch that all details. See, it's fetch the details. Once fetching the details, it will fetch the deployment. See, it fetch the rollbacking. Uh, it's preparing the rollback data. Rollbacking data means how many applications it's deployed and which application is running the healthy and whatever things it will check. And once it's failed, no, it automatically it started the rollbacking. See, it started the rollbacking. See, I see in the logs and I know the reason why it is didn't roll back. Now, anyone guess why it is rollback? It's failed. No? Any reason? Like because if you have any experience in the blue green deployments, means at that time you can easily understood. At least if you didn't have any experience, at least you have know the ECS means you can easily understood. Okay, don't worry. I will tell you the why it is did rollback. Even you can ask the AI also. It is still the what is the reason. Okay, because now I will tell you. See, this is the ECS blue green. It's a rollback. Um, it means if green will fail means blue will come rollback, or it's automatic. If on its fail means another one it will be rollback, right? But now why it is didn't roll back means because the service only it is not created. Go here, go here. This is the first service and go for the deployments. This is the only first deployment only. Second deployment it is not created. If it is not created means how it will be rolled back. See, in yesterday's also, in the CI level, once CI it is failed means the application will be stopped, it will not roll back. And here also same exactly. If the service will be not created means how it will be rolled back the application. That is the why I add some dummy code in here. That's why I break the pipeline. I need to explain. See, if you go for any YouTube videos, they will didn't tell this one also. Because why I failed this means you need to understood ECS service only it is not created. That's why it will create why it will be rolled back immediately. See here also it's still see we added some dummy code. See it is invalid code and see the second error is the AML file error. See and the ECS service 2 does not exist. See the root cause the ECS service 2 is does not exist. It's not active. Your EKS cluster it can happen when it means the service 2 it is not created. If it is not created means how it will check the health checks. If the rollback it will work means you need to change some health checks. In the health checks, if it is anything is fail means you will able to it will work means if the rollback it will work means the application maybe it will be maybe somewhere it is the problem and the JSON files it is problem means the JSON there is some verifications is there. If the verifications it will be valid, this is the verifications. See here it will clearly it will tell what is the exact the issue. See you added some wrong inline in the line 1 column 1 you added some dummy code. I added some dummy code. I will edit it now. Sorry, I downloaded file. I will remove it now. Okay. Now, if the rollback it will be work means you need to do one thing. The container port number, you need to delete the container port number. There is a container port. Yeah, container port number. You need to add some dummy instead of 8080. You can add some container port number, or maybe you need to use some Docker file. In the Docker file, uh, go for here in the Docker file. Go for the Docker files. In the Docker files, you need to here CMD. In a CMD, you can remove the run. It will be work. Otherwise, there is a another option. Is there that another option? You need to delete this service. You need to just run the work. It will work. Otherwise, you just ask the how it will work. That it will give the details one. This is the build to the it's failed from the invalid one. Okay, now see without creating the services it will not execute. See, go back here. See, this is the deployment one. This is the first deployment. And see, harness first one, and without deploying anything, the it will unable to the rollback. Even the Kubernetes manifest file also, right? Without deploying anything, it will count the rollback. Same exactly it will work, but here you need to do the rollback means here not in Kubernetes files. Here it will working on JSON files. If health checks is fail only, it automatically will roll back. Otherwise, it will not roll back. Okay, now I just remove the issue pipeline. Now it will create the service and run. Okay, master and run. It will execute and now it will work. Now it will work. Now it will not roll back. It will deploy. If the rollback it will work means there is a only one option. You need to do some wrong port numbers. At that time the health checks it automatically it will fail. At that time it automatically it will roll back. Your application it automatically will roll back. Because like the ECS the problem was if anything is failed means it automatically will roll back, and the rollback it will be automatically rollback means it service it will be create. If service it will not create means it will be fail. See, still now this is the second third pipeline is executing, but only one deployment only is there because the first deployment only it will execute and everything. See, this is the first build. Okay, go back. Wait for a few minutes, it will create the deployment and you will able to access the applications. Okay, and this is the way how we are using the ECS deployments. Maybe if in our case the rollback it will not work, or means you just change the port number it will work. Don't worry, I given the everything in the documentation how the rollback it is working and everything. Just go for the deployment files. At the last I given the rollback how it is working. See, blue green access and everything. The rollback if it is working means see here I given the rollback details. See, if you want to break the pipeline means go here, you need to change this one in the command in the deployment docker file. Sorry, in ECS task definition.json file. Here in the health checks, you just change this one uh, and run the pipeline. And first stage it will success, and second stage also it new task it will be create, and ALB when the swapping at the time it means once the service is created and second service when it will be swapping and at the time rollback when the first First it will done, and second the service it will executing at the time when the health checks at the time it is going, it will be failed means automatically blue green rollback it will be triggered. The ALB will be swapped to the back to the old version. See how it will work. If new deployment it's a green target group and health checks is failed, harness it will detect the failures, it will roll back. See, there is a one way to harness rollback it will work means the health checks if it is failed means it will work. If it is not failed, it will be not execute. Go for the task definition. In the task definition, ECS, once change the port number, it will not work. Otherwise, you can change this one. This command, this one only, health checks, you need to change. Otherwise, health checks port number 8081, if you add means, and the service it will create, the service it will create, and it will create on port number 8080, or if anything it will create. But when you are doing at this time, it automatically it will health checks on different port number, it will fail it and it will be not work. That the way the how the health checks it will work. Okay, and it's a blue green deployment, it's fetching and everything, and it's deploy the, and if you go back and s- see task 2 it is creating. See, now it is create, this is the previous one, and this is the build 2 is failed, and build 3 it is creating the services. If service is created only, it will roll back, otherwise it will not roll back. See, roll back and task. See, this the task is running. See, it is creating. See, it is creating, and deployments, and this the deployments. See, the shopping 5, and it is creating, it means it's creating the uh, 2 ports 0 pending. See, it's everything is done. Now access its new applications, and here if you refresh, this is the port 8080, it will working both, and this is the way and how it will be swapping the applications. Okay guys, I'm giving this task to you, the rollback testing. I explained the rollback testing because if the rollback if it is failed means the JSON file if I added any dummy code means it will failing or not. See my rollback concepts why I explained this one means I need to explain if task service is not created means how it will work. This is the my concepts. Your task is you follow this whole steps and execute this one. If pipeline is rollbacking or not, you need to test it. If it's testing, it is good. If not testing, ping me. I will be help to you. Okay, guys, and I'm closing the section. Okay, I'm closing these sections. See, this is my overview. Total 57 and failures 32. This times means if 25 pipelines if I run means and 25 pipelines I will be failing, and I'm testing failing this way. This is the way. So my issues and whatever the concepts I explained, all concepts, documentations, everything I will give you in the description and Google Drive. The drive link I will upload. Okay, and please practice this documentation. It will be help and everything, and test the rollback also. It will work for you. And today we are closing this section. And next episode 8, I will explain the episode 8. I already completed the everything, and I just want to record the video only episode 7. This episode 7, episodes 8. I'm explaining enterprise security and governance. Here I'm explaining the secret manager, AWS secret manager, HashiCorp Vault, Kubernetes secrets, encrypted variables, approve gate and manual approve and email approve and Jira approve and OPA and governance and policy as a code. And we are deploying as a production approved with secret managers. We are deploying the application. In this application, we will I will record the video and I will upload within the week only. Okay, guys, bye bye. If you really like the content, and like and comment.